Massive megaliths, inexplicable carvings, and bedrock smooth like glass. This Inca site high in the Andes Mountains has mystified researchers and historians for centuries. It looks like something you'd see exploring an alien planet. Today on Ancient Explorations, I'm bringing you first-hand footage of this magnificent ancient site, and I even filmed inside some hidden megalithic caves. Let's explore Inkilltambo. Real quick before I get into the video, guys, I hate hearing it, but I gotta ask if you could do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. You don't have to watch any other of my videos, but it really helps me beat the algorithm, and that is a tough thing this day and age. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Hey everybody, this is Aaron with the Megalithic Mystery, and I'm here at the incredible site near Cusco, Peru, called Inkilltambo. This site is located up above the city, down along a little creek, and let's just take a look at this wonderful place. Here I am standing at the top of the site. We can see some wonderful Incan constructed walls here, as you can see panning around. They use this place for multiple purposes. They use this as a spot to rest for Incan messengers who ran on the Kapaknyam, which is the Incan road. They use this place as a waypoint. They also use this place for religious purposes and ceremonies, as we'll get down and see some of the megalithic structures down there. And as every place here in the Incan Empire, because they needed food for everything that they did, they also used this place to farm. So now one of the key differences here that we see in the Incan construction, as usual, is the use of mortar. Here we're standing on top of a wall, and you can clearly see it is a good polygonal type construction where they're placing the rocks in there without shaping them. However, clear use of mortar in between the stones. Very interesting. Now, as we come down into the site, you'll see, some of the traditional hallmarks of the terraces of the Inca. You see right here, wonderful terracing. Wonderful terracing. I mean, this place is just absolutely beautiful. I'm so lucky that I came here during the rainy season when the grass gets very, very green and the whole of the mountains get green. This place is just incredible. See, here we have some, as you can see, unshaped rocks by the Inca, shaped rocks by the Inca. The Inca found these ancient megalithic sites, and they did their best to imitate what they saw and what we can all see as superior construction, impervious to earthquakes, natural disasters. It's a fortification for enemies coming to invade. These megalithic stones that they have at like Sacsayhuaman are just so far beyond the technical capabilities of what a Bronze Age civilization could do. And we're about to come see over here some of the megaliths. Now, the Incan, they always did this. You can see the two clear, distinct, different levels of construction at these megalithic sites. The Incan found these sites. They found this ancient diorite and andesite that was already carved, and they built their stuff around it. They respected the ancient builders, the Ice Age civilization, and they revered what they were able to do. They did some attempts at replicating, but the quality is nowhere near what was done during the last ice age 10,600 years ago. This is what Inkilltambo is all about. I'm here all by myself today. There's not a single other person, which is why I honestly love living in the city of Cusco. And honestly, nobody comes out to this site because it is a pain in the butt to get out here. The road is terrible, or you have to just hike back here. So thankfully, I've got a motorcycle, and it makes things a whole heck of a lot easier. Let's take a look at this wonderful site. See, as you can see here, this andesite right here with these clear, the different level of quality of cuts here is extraordinary. But this is an 8 on Mohs scale of hardness. It is the exact same hardness as granite. So what that means, it's very hard. To put that in context, today we cut granite with diamonds. The Incan had bronze tools, and you expect me to say that bronze tools chisels, not saws, not drills, didn't even have a screw jack. We're able to carve that straight out of the wall. Let's go here into this little cave. This is going to be pretty cool. See, this cave is just carved all the way through the solid rock. Wow. Incredible. So it looks like some cubbies and nooks in here on these other side of this cave. Very neat. And again, this wall right here, smooth to the touch. Smooth. Incredible. Every time I come to places like this and I see these stones that are cut like this, I'm just blown away. Like literally blown away. We don't do this in our time. We don't do this. But the Ice Age civilization, the ancient builders, they did this. Let's get up on top and take a look. Just absolutely incredible. Oh, wow. Look at this. Carved right into the rock. This huge cavern. I mean, that's got to be 2 meters across, 1.5 meters tall. Wow. Incredible. And back here even more. Wow. Absolutely fantastic. And again, finished up top, sealed up top with Incan work. Another key indicator. They did not build this. Oh, sorry, didn't pay attention to that sign. My bad. So right next to the cool megalithic type stuff, we have some other just daily part of Incan life. Right over here was the cooking area. So whoever was living here, soldiers, priests, farmers, this is where they would use, or this is what they would use to cook in. These are basically clay ovens. They stack with rocks and clay, and they put their little fire down there and cook it right on the stovetop right there. Pretty cool. You know, one thing I love about the Inca is that they were very orderly. All of their structures were very utilized right angles and appropriate dimensions for placing things, you know, doors that are equidistant apart. And you can really see that with the remnants of their buildings here. I'm at Inkilltambo. Let's take a look. So we can see here the Incan, I mean, they did a pretty good job at straight lines, but it's very squared off, very even. If you look over here, there's an entrance right there, an entrance right there. Same on this side, entrance right there, entrance right there. I wonder if this was purely aesthetic or if it was designed for airflow. Either way, the Inca were very excellent engineers. As you can see here, they have their water channels that run all through their sites. Now, after living here in Cusco for several months, I realized of the weather here. The weather here, high up in the Andes Mountains, is honestly some of my favorite weather in the world. It's always very temperate because you're close to the equator. There doesn't have a lot of variation. But because you're high up here in the mountains, you get these crazy weather systems that'll just pass over you, coming from the Amazon or coming from the ocean. And they will just pass over the heights of Cusco and just dump the rain out, torrential level rain, flooding in the streets often, not too much. It'll go for a few hours, or maybe even just an hour, and then it'll be done. And you'll have floods, and then the sun will come out, it dries everything up, and we are back to normal. But the Incan definitely knew how to deal with this by building these canals so the water could drain all out of their places. Something else to notice over here. What do we have? Oh boy, we can all see it. Cool. What do we have here at Inkilltambo? What do we have here at this megalithic site? You all know what it is. You all know what it looks like. The megalithic nub. Great example of one right there. And another one right here. Clearly, those nubs don't have a purpose, and it definitely well looks like those stones were repurposed for that wall. Very interesting. I love seeing the nubs places. Just like little nipples all around the world. Little mystery nipples. Oh, this is cool over here. This is something I actually haven't seen before at this site. Something I've never noticed before, maybe because the sun's hitting it at the right angle. But it looks like at one point in time, there were stairs on there going down somewhere. Just like that. Oh, look, here we go. Here's some stairs. Does it match up on this side? Maybe. Hard to tell. Not really. Just like the stairs that we saw at Sacsayhuaman. I'll link that video down below here in the description. They are carved solid or directly into the solid rock. Look at this excellent polygonal wall that the Incan designed. So great. But the stone is very rough, and you'll see mortar, and you'll see gaps, and you'll see all sorts of other things there that are not indicative of the Ice Age builders. Let's continue. Coming down here to the bottom part. Man, I just love this place. It is just a gem out here in the middle of nowhere that nobody ever visits. I'm literally the only person here. It is so cool. And here we have a nice, huge polygonal wall next to it. Very fine construction. Very big stones. There's some terracing on the other side of the valley there. I guess it's a tiny little valley of the other side of the hill. That's always cool to see. But those rocks over there do not contain anything megalithic. Unlike this stuff right here. There are the apses that the Incan placed their figurines, idols, and mummies. And finally, as we get a view from kind of everything around here, at last we head down to El Fuente, the font, where all the water comes down through these channels. Real quick before the video continues, I went here the very first time and I did bring this tiny little drone with me. It was a crappy little drone, so the footage isn't great, but I just want to show it here and I'll include it here so you guys can get a perspective of the scale of this place. You can see that the Inca, they built their structures, they built their farms and their places of worship around these megalithic sites. These things are inconvenient. They're in the middle of everything, but the Inca built around it. The cuts don't make sense. They don't have a reasonable explanation here, and you can see, but the Inca obviously felt that they were of some significance. Let's take Thanks so much for making it all the way into the video. I have a lot of fun doing these things, and it's something I'm really passionate about. So if you have any suggestions, any other places you want me to go visit or anything else like that, leave a comment down below. I want to engage with you guys and I want to hear from you, and it really makes my day when I see people that appreciate or even hate my videos. I love the haters too. As always, guys, stay awesome, stay engaged, always ask questions, and know that I love you.